Hello Capricorn, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Capricorn is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, doesn't cost anything. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Capricorn, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And an 8 of Wands. This is a card sometimes of creative problem solving. Yeah. That we are trying to use every arrow in our quiver, right? Every tool in our toolbox to get the job done. Yeah. So I feel like it's a very active time. Things are moving very quickly for you, right? Let's put this card into some context. Let's see what's going on for you right now in your life. 10 of Pentacles. Nice. Wow, that's wealth. That is full-on success, right? 5 of Cups. A Princess of Swords. A 6 of Wands. Very good. And, whoa, there's the Knight of Pentacles. That is a card that represents the Capricorn energy in action. It's one of your power cards. Over here we have a 5 of Pentacles, but a 2 of Pentacles, a Princess of Pentacles, and the Fool. Wow. Can we say financial freedom here? Can we say leveling up? Can we say really, turning a challenge into an opportunity? Can we say best life ever? Yeah, this is really, really good cards. There's nothing challenging about some of these cards. But we do see the 5s. We do see that there is something that you're applying your energy to. Again, you've got that 8 of Wands. You're trying to figure out sort of like a new way to tackle an old problem in a way. Yeah. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. And we're going to set that down right here with our little sea turtle friend right on top. And we're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together. If at any point during this program you feel like you know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. You're here, I might as well put you to work, especially since my voice is having these issues, But I am healing, and that's why I'm trying to talk a little bit more quietly today. Let's take a look around the room, because this is quite extraordinary. We see the Fool. That is it. That's the major arcana energy, a transcendence, a leveling up, a sort of starting fresh on a new life, maybe in a new place. It's kind of asking the question, if you had unlimited resources, right? If you had wealth, and wealth in every sense of the word, financially, in terms of love, in terms of health, in terms of connection, spirituality, intimacy, creativity, all the wealth, right? What would you do with it? How would you start your life? How would you begin your life? From this moment forward, your life is going to be different, right? There is a freedom here. There is kind of, it's kind of like it's like you achieve a certain level in your life. And it stops being about impressing other people or like conforming to other people or really trying so hard to whatever. It's kind of like you get to start being yourself. You can wear what you want to wear. You can go where you want to go, be whoever you want to be. So I feel like you reach a certain level of, let's say, financial success, business, career success, whatever. You reach a certain level of success, and then you don't have to impress anybody. You don't have to worry about what other people think of you. You think of like rich people, right, or celebrities. They're kind of, they wear what they want to wear. They can be eccentric, right? And so that's a little bit of what I feel here. And I'm pretty sure this is, if I remember the last reading for you, this is right on target for what's happening in your life. And I think that you're about to begin your life from like a new position, from this leveling up position. Kind of like we get to start again. You get to reinvent yourself. You get to be whoever you want to be, go wherever you want to go, do whatever you want to do. And that's really, this is good. Yeah, this is kind of like you get to start a whole new adventure now, if you want. Or no adventure. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. So I feel like you're achieving a level of financial freedom for sure. And we can't deny that because of how much earth energy we have in the reading here. We have our major. We have fire and fire. And this is really kind of what it's about right now for you, is figuring out how to accomplish this, how to overcome a certain problem using whatever tool you can, by using something, by being creative. I think you're tackling an old problem in a new way, and you want to conquer it. You want to be victorious, because that's going to be kind of the final piece of the puzzle, perhaps, of your best life. And I think you're someone that is, I think you know what you want. I think you know what your best life consists of. Because you know down here with the fives, you know what you don't have that you need. Okay, you're very aware of what's sort of missing right now. And to find that is going to lead you to this unbelievably free and open and creative sort of I don't know, it's a new level for you. It's the beginning of a new life for you. An opportunity to travel, to reinvent yourself, to do the things that you've always wanted to do in life. Okay. So we have the fire. We've got a little bit of water. We've got a little bit of air. Okay. The air and the water back here. But mostly what we have is fire and earth, 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 earth. The majority of cards here is earth energy. I guess 5 or more is the majority, right? You kind of round up. So you got this earth energy here, which means health, means wealth, it means property, it means traveling. It means the way that you are accumulating resources, and more importantly, what you're doing with those resources. Okay? The Ten of Pentacles is saying you are acquiring all the resources that you need in life. This is kind of the picture of your best life. And it's interesting too that we have the Knight of Pentacles, because the Knight of Pentacles is usually a card that I say, this is you looking at the future. This is you looking at the Ten of Pentacles, but it's kind of backwards right now, right? Because you're looking future. It's like you've got the Ten of Pentacles, but now what? Usually it's cards like this. Looking at the Ten of Pentacles, you know what your best life is, and now it's just a matter of sort of doing the right things to get that. Well, once you get that, then what is the future that you see? Well, now the future could be anything you want, blank slate. You get a blank canvas, a blank check. And that becomes the real question of the day, is what are you going to do when you have all the resources that you need? What do you see in your future? What are you looking at? Who are you? What is your quest? Right? What is your purpose? And maybe this is kind of the idea of, well, it could be that you're going from school to career, or career to retirement, that sort of thing. It could be that your career is reaching really a zenith. The accomplishment, the kind of that moment where you realize, hey, I've made it in life. So now what do I do? What's my purpose? Are you a philanthropist? Are you a world traveler? Are you an inventor? What is the meaning of your life? Yeah. You're in a very interesting position right now. The Ten of Pentacles, of course, is that best life. And this, I think, it's kind of what's going on right now, is you're finding a way, a creative way, to get this last piece of the puzzle put into place. And from here, it's like a lock. Everything's the tumbler of the lock. Everything's going to click, and the world is going to open up, and your future's going to open up. And you got to say, now, okay, now I can really look at the future and find out what I'm going to do. Who am I? Where am I? And what am I doing? Well, that's part of the questions of the Knight of Pentacles. So sometimes the Eight of Wands is a little bit of anxiety, right? Because we realize that maybe this is excitement, knowing that we've almost made it. We start to get antsy. We start to get restless. We're fidgeting. We're tapping on the table. We got the jazz hands because we're so close to this success, this almost perfection of something. Okay, what I call the kind of the best life. Yeah, and the anxiety is sometimes because I know I got to do something, but I don't know what to do. Anxiety is kind of the body's alarm system. Something needs to be done. You got to do something. You got to fight or flee or freeze or, what do we do? Well, if we don't identify the problem, if we can't identify the danger, then we can't respond to it. And that's when we just feel anxious. That's when we just get anxiety, right? And I've suffered from kind of general anxiety for a long time, where I'll be in any place at all, and I'll start to kind of panic, and I'll get nervous, and I'll get fidgety, because it's like your body is telling you got to do something, but mentally I can't identify what it is I'm supposed to do. So why are the alarms going off? So I think what you're doing is you're identifying. You have discovered what it is that you can be doing right now to help bring you to your best life. So I think your anxiety is dissipating, and your best life is approaching. Yeah. Your success, your wealth, the resources that you need, right, are approaching. And the Eight of Wands, of course, is that the creative problem solving, that we're trying to figure out what tool. You have so many skills. You're somebody who knows a lot about a lot of things. And you can use any one of these ideas. I think you're someone that knows a lot about philosophy. You know a lot about science. You know a lot about mechanics and engineering, electrical stuff. I don't know. You have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you could draw upon. So which tool in the toolbox do you need right now in order to finish assembling your best life? This is what the builder is building, right? So we need to know kind of what tool to use right now. And to even get to that point, we have to know what the problem is. We have to know what it is we need to do. Well, here's that mental aspect of things. Remember I said, like, when you have this anxiety, you got to forgive my voice today. It's like we can feel the problem. We can feel the issue. We can feel the anxiety, but we can't identify where it is that I need to bring my wrench and start working on something, It's kind of like when there's this sense of danger. Your body's telling you to fight or flee, but from what and where and why, And this is that mental trying to figure it out. This is the mind saying, okay, where's the problem? I think you've identified it. I think you know what aspect of your life needs the attention. What squeaky wheel needs the grease right now? I think it's in your past position. So I think that you have recently kind of learned what this is for you, or maybe let's say what the source of your anxiety is. You identified something that needs your attention, and this now becomes you using the right tool for the right job here. Right? Not everything needs a hammer. You know what I mean? Maybe a screwdriver, maybe a wrench. One of those big crescent wrenches, So this, as a past energy, this was you, I think, really putting in the mental work, trying to figure out what your life really needs. Where is the issue? Where is the problem? Where do I need to apply myself to get the most results? This is a card of learning. And so maybe we've, we sometimes we feel anxiety and we just give up. We just say, I'm going to take some medication or something. I don't know what to do. And maybe that's an important part of it. I don't know. But this is also us trying to identify the source of that anxiety. Why do I feel that way? What is it from your past maybe that's contributing to that? And how can we use our tools, our gifts, our mental energy, our mind, our spirit, our soul, our heart, to figure out what our life needs? Yeah, we could just like self-medicate or get a prescription or something. Yeah, sure. We've all kind of done one or the other of those or both. I know I have. I try not to anymore, but we also have to explore our soul a little bit to find out where this is coming from and why. We're not just going to put a Band-Aid on it. Okay? And so I think you've done that work. And maybe this was you in some kind of therapy or, seeing a counselor or a psychologist or a psychiatrist or an analyst or something like this. Maybe this is you doing the spiritual work, the mental work, the self-analysis, that depth work, giving it some thought, trying to learn about yourself, to find out really the nature of this Five of Cups. Five of Cups is, it's water energy. It's that emotional. This is mind, heart and mind over here, right? And if your heart is feeling Five of Cups, this means that there's this feeling that something's missing. There's a problem that needs to be fixed. Well, that's what we see with the Five of Pentacles too. So we're looking at this from both. Now you'll have to excuse me when I hit the cough button because my throat's getting worse and worse and worse. But it's also getting better and better and better. We're thinking of this from the perspective of our heart and mind. Okay, sort of the internal. What's going on inside of me? Why do I feel the way I feel? What's missing from my life? Why do I feel anxiety? Why do I feel like not successful? And we're looking at this also from a very practical point of view, saying, this is what's missing in my life. I need the money. I need the resources. I got to fix the car. I got to go to work. My health needs some attention. And, there's all these kind of external things that need your attention, but there's the internal things that need your attention too. And we're not going to use the same tool on the car that we're going to use on our heart. All right? I mean, obviously. So the Five of Cups is that feeling of disappointment. Something's not missing. Something's not there in my life. I'm missing something. Something should be there. Right? We know what the Ten of Pentacles is, your best life. Right? And if you don't know what this is, get out a sheet of paper. Draw a picture of your best life. What does wealth look like for you? What does success look like for you? Okay. And then we realize that one or more of those things aren't here. And that's why I feel maybe an emptiness, a sadness, a melancholy. I feel some sort of pain inside because something that I want and need in my life, something that I feel is part of my purpose and it's not fulfilled yet. There's that disappointment. So we're identifying that. And that's sort of the heart and mind have to work together. And I think you're somebody that has had that conversation with yourself. Yeah. And that shows a lot of progress for you. And it's a lot of maturity. Okay. You've done that internal heart and mind work. And I think it's helping you because let's remember that the Ten of Pentacles is not just finances. It's not just fixing the car and fixing the bank account. It's fixing the heart, the mind. Well, really, it's the realization that we're not broken anyway. The car might be broken, but we're not broken. We may feel heartbroken, but we're not broken, right? So we're just trying to figure out what tools we need to use to get into better harmony with our life path, to get the good life, start living that best life. Yeah. And, the Six of Wands is success. You're taking both of these fives and through your own creative problem solving, your heart and your mind, working together to figure out what to do. And you are taking both of these 5s and you're creating a 6. You're becoming victorious, right? It's a card of victory. And I think you're somebody, you know how much you're capable of in life. There's a confidence in you. I think that you're starting to feel like a successful person. And maybe this is part of that conundrum where the more successful we get in certain areas of life, the more we're aware that where we're not quite successful. Okay? Maybe we the more financially successful we get, the more we realize that I don't have the intimate relationship that I need. It sort of makes the one stand out more. You know what I mean? And so I think that you're identifying these, I don't want to call them weak spots or sore spots or problem areas, but you're recognizing the squeaky wheels in your life and where to apply that energy. So you're making changes, I think, in your relationships, in your bonds with other people, in your finances, your career, and that sort of thing, your physical life, as well as your emotional, internal life. Realizing what we need. Well, I need money, resources. I need security and success. I need, I need a car. I need a house. I need water, shelter, food. But you need more than that too. You need love, intimacy. You need friends, family, right? And this is your confidence. This is a growing confidence that you're capable of doing all these things and achieving your best life. Now, the 10 of Pentacles right here, I mean, this is fire and earth. And fire and earth is this electrical circuit of creation. Fire and earth is its impulse to behavior, its will to action, inspiration to implementation, heaven to earth, above to below. This is the process of manifestation. This is the art of manifestation. It is an act of creation. What usually gets in the way of this, of course, is the heart and mind. It impedes this electrical circuit. It distorts the signal of that electrical circuit. And you know what I mean because you understand electrical stuff, right? So we have to figure out what's going on in the heart and the mind if we're going to manifest our will, if we're going to succeed at being the creator of our own life, of our best life. Okay. And I think that eight of wands is really a wonderful energy right now because it's kind of showing that you're identifying, you're able to laser focus your will into certain areas of your life and make tremendous progress there. See, the problem with the 8 of Wands is that it's scattered. All these wands, these electrical currents, right, are going in every direction. And that's sort of like, it feels like anxiety, right? But if we can focus these, if we can say, okay, I'm going to harness all this and place it there, then I've identified a focal point, and I can apply my energy to it and make progress. Get the right tool for the right job, and get it done, and reach this state of energetic harmony. It's a 6. It's harmony, right? Rather than the anxiety of this haywire sort of energy, now there's harmony. Okay, there's a problem, and I have fixed it. Okay, and I think this is extraordinary energy. I'm very impressed with your energy lately, especially that last reading. I think it was the bonus reading that we did for you. Things are really ramping up for you in terms of your physical success, whatever that means to you, whatever the culmination of your life's work really is, right? Whatever your 10 of Pentacles is so close. And then once we achieve that, once we let's say we identify that, we put our work in, and we're starting to really build this 10 of Pentacles. What is left for you to do is to look at the future now and say, okay, where am I going with all this? who am I, where am I, and what am I doing down the road? And that's the Fool. It's open. It could be anything you want, right? So we're now realizing that in the previous state of things, if we were to look at the future, we sort of see a trend. We see like the way life would go. It's kind of like all of our history, all of our past, all of our karma. We can look at the future and we can see, well, that's how I'm going to end up. That's what my life's going to be. But you're like fixing the karma, you know what I mean? You're like unraveling these knots. You're addressing these things. You're focused on the spiritual work, the internal work, and the practical work. So now when you look at the future, it's just kind of like a blank canvas. It's like you've resolved all your karma. And now it's really up to you what kind of future you're going to create. And we realize that the future is created right now, moment to moment. Okay? So by working through our issues now and identifying those things that we know that's the thing I got to do. That's what I got to focus on right now. Maybe it's a few different things. Maybe it's just one or two. But that's what we do. Right tool, right job, focus. We're resolving all of these issues, and we're getting something back to a really optimal state of functioning. That now I can be whoever I want to be. I can do whatever I want to do, wherever I want to do it. So I feel like you're getting a new like open-ended future. You're getting a new kind of lease on life in a way, where your prospects now are not so narrow and not so predictable. Now it's like whatever you want. Okay. Now you get to create the future in a real way here. Now let's go to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is free. It doesn't cost anything. Your general energy, 5 Pentacles. You may have been dealing with a health thing recently. And I do feel like you're making some changes in your physical in your physical habits, right? Your health is improving. I feel like there's financial things too that are kind of in need of focus. Maybe it's kind of like you have to identify where you've been sort of leaking money a little bit, where you can sort of tighten things up, consolidate, get rid of sort of extra spending that you don't need to really be doing right now, making positive changes. But first we have to identify where the problems are. And it's kind of a 5. We know things need to change, but we got to identify where those changes need to take place. I think that in your life there was a big fight over some sort of inheritance or some sort of payment or settlement in your life. And I don't know if you ever received anything from that, or if you're still waiting for that. But I feel like there's something big coming in. Okay. And so I feel that a lot of your success right now is kind of going to be equal parts your hard work and a little bit of luck from the universe. I think maybe the mystery card will be the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like you don't live in the country in which you were born, or that you've traveled internationally in your life somewhere. Okay. And so I feel that travel is really a big, it's something that you really do want to do, or you want to do more of it. Okay. I think you're someone who, when you were younger, you were prone to more illnesses. Like you got sick a lot as a kid, right? Maybe ear infections, something like this. Not so much now, but kind of when you were a kid, you had some of that going on. The 5 of Pentacles is, as a general energy, we know that things are not perfect. And so, again, we're identifying those things we need to work on. Well, maybe I need to cut out a little bit of sugar. Okay? Spirit's telling you to drink more water too, by the way. So maybe we need to sort of we need to make a few changes in life to sort of stabilize ourselves, to get the harmony back, right? And the Two of Pentacles is exactly that. We're being proactive. We're changing things. I think you're starting some kind of a new health routine, or you recently did, or you recently cut out sugar or something like that. Because I feel like you're making changes. You're doing the internal work, but you know that it has to have an external component to it, right? So if we do all this analysis inside, but then we don't change anything, nothing changes in our environment or in our physical world, it's sort of, we're not completing the circuit, okay? So you have to make these changes in your physical life, in your physical habits, your behaviors. I think that you're also, you've done some sort of remodeling or renovation or even like a redecorating in the house, right? I feel like there's stuff was taken down and new stuff was put up. Yeah. Because I feel like things are out of place. Things are not how they usually are. And that's part of the Five of Pentacles too. It may feel that your physical life, either your physical health or your behaviors, your activities, or your actual, the place where you live, or maybe the place where you work, things are not how they usually are. Things are in a little bit of disarray. I don't want to say disordered, but things are not where they usually are. Okay? And at first that's kind of stressful. But I think it's like sometimes we change things around. Let's say you rearrange the furniture in your house. It takes a minute to get used to it, but you know what? It makes you more present. When everything is the same in our house, we could basically close our eyes and walk around our living room and go to our bedroom and bathroom and kitchen and whatever. But if you move the couch around and you put your bed on the other side of the room, it kind of forces you to pay attention, So it keeps us grounded in the present moment. It keeps us here and now. So if you're not already doing that, try that. You got that redecorating kind of energy, just to keep you grounded in the present moment. Okay. I think you have a very strong relationship with your physical body. I think you have a body awareness that's really important to you. You probably have a kind of a physical practice or a kind of maybe not an exercise routine, but like a stretching routine or a Tai Chi or dance or something like this. Not like lifting weights, but it's something a little bit more fluid or a little bit more, calm or a little bit more flow to it is what I'm feeling. Okay. Spirit's also showing me a small tattoo. Maybe it's a flower. I don't know if it's on the shoulder blade or something or on your back somewhere, but it's just a real small like flower tattoo. Yeah. A lot of good earth energy here on this side. The two is really, we're making improvements. We've identified those things in our life that we know it's not good for us. It's keeping us, it's affecting our internal state, but it's also affecting our external state, So we're making positive changes. We're trying to do more. We're trying to be more interactive with our lives, in our environment, in our relationships. We're trying to be more present in the here and now. Okay. And we're trying to do more things. We're trying to be more involved rather than just passive and just letting things happen and just sort of, whatever, we're doing more. I think the time that you spend sitting down, just kind of chilling, is getting less and less and less. Like you're always up doing something. Yeah. And I think this is very good. It keeps you present, keeps you aware, keeps you in touch with your body. We feel our body most when our body is moving. Keeps us grounded. Yeah. Keeps us present. Now, the obstacle here is the Princess of Pentacles. And the Princess of Pentacles is this idea of potential. Right? So I think that if there was ever a challenge for you, that I think it's there was a time in your life where you didn't really believe in your potential. You didn't maybe believe that you had, all of this success, all of this greatness in you. I feel like you do now. I feel the closer you get to your best life, to this success, or if this is a culmination of something in your life right now, the closer you get to this, the more confident you feel. But the obstacle was always being able to see what was really inside of you, and believing in yourself enough to put in this work to get it, to bring it out of you. I think when you were young, you had a father-type figure, a paternal energy in your life that didn't encourage you. Does that make sense? I feel that there was an older male in your life that sort of made you feel or tried to express that you didn't have a potential. Does that make sense to you? It feels that there is some tension there with that. It feels like a father figure, but it could just be, an older male energy that really didn't encourage you to fulfill your potential. And I think this relates to a lot of the Capricorn readings, where you have a history of somebody telling you to dim your shine, to turn your light down. Don't be so loud. Don't be so involved. Don't be so present. Right? And I think this was a battle for you when you were younger. I think it's something that you've mostly overcome now. But this is always the difficulty, and this is always going to be there for you. And it's this idea of this great success now, but you kind of don't believe that it came out of you. It's kind of like you don't believe that you're the one that did it. It's like, it's almost as if it's not real. It's not really me. I didn't do this. Maybe it's an imposter syndrome or something like this, right? Also, I'm seeing an anchor in your life. I don't know who's got the anchor, or if there's a decoration, or is it on a pillow or something, or I don't know if maybe it's a tattoo or a painting, but I'm seeing like a boat anchor for you. And there were apple trees in your family home, or there was an apple tree, or maybe just a fruit tree. But I feel that there's, I kind of see you picking fruit from a tree when you were younger. Okay. So anyway, the Princess of Pentacles. This is always going to be an obstacle for you, but I think it's one that you're aware of and you're managing it. And I think it happens to a lot of us, especially as you get closer to this success. We start to feel like we don't deserve it, or we didn't earn it, or it didn't come through us, right? So this is something we have to obviously always be working on, overcoming and dealing, being aware that it's there. Okay. Now, the final card, the Fool card. This is the transcendence. This is the blank slate. This is kind of like, I've worked out all the karma. Now it's a tabula rasa. What do I want to be? Who do I want to be? Are you reinventing yourself? Are you, and maybe that's a little bit extreme to think that we're just now a blank canvas, that life is a blank canvas, but I think you're getting the feeling that it kind of is, that you can really do whatever you want in life. That you're getting the resources to allow you to, if you want to do the traveling, you do the traveling. You want to wear a certain hat, you want to be a certain person, and enter a certain role in life, you can do that. You want to be a teacher, you want to be a scientist, you want to be an astronaut, you want to be a business person, you want to be a sports person, or anything, whatever you want to do, you want to be an artist. It's sort of letting you know that you can be anything that you want and do anything that you want. Yeah. The one thing the Fool needs is a sense of direction. And that's why I think it's very important that your Capricorn power card here, your ability to look into the future and sort of have that spiritual vision of who you want to be, where you want to be, and what you want to be doing in the future, and make that your purpose. Otherwise, the Fool is just wandering. The Fool is like someone who retires from their career, has no sense of purpose, and stays miserable, gets more and more miserable, because they don't have a purpose, right? They don't know who they are, what they're supposed to do. Maybe your purpose is, your family or your kids or your pets, your plants. Maybe it's your home, your garden. Maybe it's your physical fitness. Maybe you're going to be a teacher or a trainer or a dancer or whatever. We have to have that sense of purpose. And I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're a teenager or you're in school or if you're retired. Maybe you're 150 years old. Doesn't matter. We need that sense of purpose, and we need to believe that we can be anything and we can do anything, and that we're willing to put in the work and take the long, hard look at ourselves to figure out how to do that, to how to be who we need to be, right? I feel like there's a connection with food service too. I don't know, a restaurant connection for you. Yeah. Or maybe you like to cook, or maybe you worked in restaurants or something like this. Or maybe that's your dream, right? Opening up a restaurant, or taking cooking classes, or becoming a master chef. I don't know. Let's look at this mystery card. I'm thinking either the Sun, the Empress, or an ace of something. The Empress, because that's what is inside of this Princess of Pentacles. This transforms into the Empress card. Maybe the Magician, because that's what the Fool becomes, right? Maybe the Ace, to show a sense of direction for what's coming next for you. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Here we go. The Hermit. Hermit, okay. The Hermit is confirming that a lot of what's going on right now is internal. Okay, so the Hermit kind of has, well, it's really the perfect confirmation card, because the Hermit has the path of the dove, the internal work, the introspection, but then also has the lamp and the path forward. The Hermit is the way maker. The Hermit is the one that's going their own way. Like again with that Fool, you don't have to just conform. You don't have to follow the tried and true path. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to do what your family wanted you to do, what your dad wanted you to do, or whatever. You don't have to be who the world expects you to be. The Hermit is going their own way. The Hermit is finding their own path, going off trail here. And that's kind of the Fool, right? The Fool just wanders off trail, but the Hermit is doing it based on that inner knowledge, that self-knowledge, that gnosis. You're following your own light. The Fool, not following a light at all, just following whatever's shining out there, right? So this really does give a little bit of direction to the Fool. It's kind of saying, my life can go anywhere I want it to go. It's not written yet. Your destiny, your future hasn't been written yet. You're writing it as you go. And it's your spirit that's directing you. Yeah. I love this. I think this is absolutely wonderful. We're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, there's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Capricorn, Thursday, Sunday. Be sure to watch both. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. It is totally free. Leave a comment. Let me know where in the world you're currently watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.